Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored Never Boring. This was supposed to be a quick video taking a look at the Kill Team content in the latest issue of White Dwarf magazine. However, after shooting that stuff, Gen Con happened and there were loads of reveals for future Kill Team products, so it seemed like a good idea to shoot a little pickup to insert at the start of the video. So here it is. If you've already seen all the Gen Con reveals and want to know more about White Dwarf, just check out the timestamps in the video description. Otherwise, let's dive in. So as we all know, Octarius was a limited edition launch box. Perhaps not that limited though. At the time of making this video, it's still widely available in the UK, Australia, and everywhere in Europe that I checked from third-party retailers and Games Workshop directly. Only the US and Canada seems to be out of luck, with the box showing as out of stock on the Games Workshop web store, although I am sure there are some local game stores with copies to sell for those people who want to hunt it down. Despite this, the Games Workshop grind continues, and new products are queuing up on what they have already proclaimed to be a conveyor belt of new material. First of all, we have a new starter set. This is hardly surprising and is in keeping with how Games Workshop have ushered in new editions of 40k and Age of Sigmar. First you get your sweet launch box, then you get a more streamlined box at a lower price point. While the starter still comes with the full kits for the Orc Kommandos and Death Korps, you don't get all of the Orky terrain. You get a double-sided card game board with some of the Orc scatter terrain, the stuff that was originally launched as part of the Speed Freaks game. You also get those little barriers that were in the Octarius set. Then you get a compact version of the full core rules, some tokens and a special recruit booklet designed for new players, intended to get you through your first games with tutorial missions. It looks like a good set. Ideal for people who aren't keen on all that Orc terrain, but are still looking for a way to get into the game that gives them a fairly complete experience out of the box. I say fairly of course because you aren't getting the full core rules book, and obviously you aren't getting the compendium of additional forces either. Of course that wasn't in the Octarius box, so they wouldn't include it here. Again, not surprisingly, Games Workshop has also announced the Kommandos and Death Korps will be made available as unit boxes. That's going to make a lot of people very happy. But when they said conveyor belt, they weren't kidding, because also at Gen Con, Games Workshop revealed the first expansion for Kill Team. It's called Kill Team Chalnath, and as previously hinted at, it covers two new forces fighting in a different sector of the galaxy. This time the action shifts to the Imperium Nihilus, where novitiates of the Adeptus Sororitas are engaged in combat with an alien threat, the English pop band T'Pau. It's going to take a lot of heart and soul, or their dreams may break like china in their hands as they... Oh wait. Oh no, I'm in the middle of a terrible dad joke. It is of course the Tau. They're fighting the Tau. Anyway, what's in the set? You get a brand new Battle Sisters unit. It looks like 10 miniatures total, and you get a lot of customization options. The Tau don't come off so well, they get a unit of the old Pathfinder models. However, there is a new upgrade sprue to give them some new options. Still, I should imagine Tau players will feel a little hard done by, considering the Sisters and the Orcs and the Death Korps before them got new units to play with. The Pathfinders aren't the only recycled content in this box. You also get a set of the Imperial Ruins terrain, which is great terrain, but I should imagine many people already have a lot of it. Still, it's really fun to put together and use. Oh, and of course you get a battle board, and a rules book that has expanded rules for the 2 included kill teams, and 9 new missions. Not sure if they plan to make those missions available elsewhere at any point. Maybe they will do something down the line. Phew, that's a lot of stuff to get through, and I haven't even got to the main point of the video. So I guess it's time to hand this video over to an old version of myself to continue talking about that conveyor belt of Kill Team content. So I've just received issue 468 of White Dwarf in the post. As subscribers will know, normally when I receive an issue of White Dwarf, I take a look through it for anything relating to Warhammer Quest, or any other boxed games I'm particularly interested in. And I wasn't going to do a video on this issue because there is no Warhammer Quest content. Furthermore, there isn't any content related to boxed games that I play. In fact, besides the content relating to 40k and Age of Sigmar, most of this magazine is dedicated to Kill Team. And even though the Kill Team Octarius launch box only went to retail very recently and is still available in most places, this issue of White Dwarf magazine is already giving us new rules. So because Kill Team is so new, and because there were also some free gifts with this particular issue, I thought I would take a quick look at it. Oh, and by the way, Gene Stealer Colts on the cover. These guys are cool, but these guys are so much cooler. The first free gift is a double-sided poster. It has Stormgrind on one side, It has hired gun on the reverse, it has been folded in the middle, and is therefore worthless. Honestly, GW, start doing art cards or something. Next up is an advertising pamphlet for the Soulbound RPG. There is a QR code on the reverse for a special adventure, and also inside is some information regarding an exclusive artifact. I have no idea what that is all about. And then you get the best of the free gifts, a transfer sheet for the Wolf Spear Space Wolf Marines. If you want to, pause the video for a moment to get a good look at that. And it's not really a free gift, but it sort of counts. As always, we get our card insert. There are 3 cards which are new stratagems for the Wolf Spear, which are featured in this issue, and then there are some measuring sticks for the new Kill Team game. And seeing these measuring sticks printed in this book, it just emphasizes to me that it feels a little bit silly to me. I mean, look at this. This is a 1-inch square piece of card. Who's going to cut out a 1-inch square piece of card and use it for measuring in a game? It's so weird to me. Looking inside the magazine, obviously the Wolf Spear stuff is a big part of this issue, but we can see in the contents here there is a large section related to Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team. In fact, there are 30 pages of new content. It starts with this Operation Briefing article, which is a behind-the-scenes look at the game from the perspective of the developer, Elliot Hammer, and that goes on for 4 pages. And then there is a section on the Agents of the Machine Gods. This is Adeptus Mechanicus rules, rules for brand new kill teams. And it starts with some general fluff. And then there is a section on creating your teams. It's basically a series of tables that you can roll against to create the names for your squad, the name of the squad itself, any particular background traits that you want to work into your narratives, that sort of thing. Then we have a small piece of fiction called The Eyes of the Omniscia. And then we are into the new rules section for the Hunter Clade. This includes your team building lists, it includes some special rules that are unique to the Adeptus Mechanicus, it has their specific strategic and tactical ploys, it has the data cards, optional equipment, faction-specific tac ops, and then other stuff like battle honors, requisitions, rare equipment, strategic assets. It's pretty comprehensive. I'm going to hold on each page very, very briefly so you can pause the video and get a look at what this is all about, because as someone who doesn't really play Kill Team, a lot of this doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me. This is the operatives list. These are Doctrina imperatives which are unique to this type of Kill Team. These are the strategic ploys and tactical ploys. And this piece of art at the bottom, this line art with the black and white styling with the orange, is the closest thing to Cursed City content in this issue. And then we have our data cards. We have the Skitarii Ranger Marksman, the Skitarii Ranger Dictat, Skitarii Ranger Surveyor, Skitarii Ranger Gunner, Skitarii Ranger Alpha, the Vanguard Shock Trooper, the Vanguard Dictat, the Vanguard Surveyor, the Vanguard Gunner, the Vanguard Alpha, the Rust Stalker Assassin, the Rust Stalker Princeps, the Sicarian Infiltrator Tracker, the Sicarian Infiltrator Princeps. Lots of stuff going on there. We then have a page of equipment, and lord, this orange text over black, and even worse, sometimes over grey, is incredibly hard for me to read. It really is a strain. Here are the tac ops. Here are the spec ops rules with the rare equipment down here. Strategic assets, requisitions, the spec ops which are unique to this faction. And while that's the end of the new rules, it is not the end of the coverage, because we then have a battle report. This features the Orc Kommandos and the Death Corps of Krieg. I'm not going to reveal what happens. And that's it for your Kill Team content. There is of course the Warhammer 40k stuff, like the Wolf Spear faction that they've introduced. There is some Age of Sigmar stuff. There is actually a really nice painting guide for Tyranids, which I might actually adapt and use for my own forces. So there's some good stuff in there. If you are a Kill Team player, if you do play Adeptus Mechanicus, I think this is an issue worth picking up. I know you could go through my video, freeze frame, and quickly scan all those images, but I would say it is worth reaching into your pocket and actually paying for this particular issue if this is a faction that interests you. I'm sorry I can't give any particular insight into what I think about this faction. As I've said before, I'm not playing the new edition of Kill Team, and in honesty, going forwards, I'm probably not going to be covering issues of White Dwarf magazine that focus on Kill Team stuff, simply because it's not a game I know enough about to be able to provide any deeper, meaningful coverage. This is simply because it is a new game, and it is interesting that on the very first issue after the game has come out, there is a huge amount of new content in there. It certainly looks like Games Workshop are determined to make this new edition of Kill Team a success and will be supporting it as much as possible. But I think that's it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.